So hi, I'm Margaret Hagan. I work at Stanford Design School and Law School, where I run a kind of R&D lab for legal services, where we think about how law could be made more accessible and also how legal professionals could work better with each other. My path to this has been a little bit circuitous. I started in law school just drawing a lot. I didn't necessarily like how law school was taught, so my reaction was to try to process it through my visual brain. So I made lots of diagrams, lots of cartoons, and I also started thinking about whether this was really the right path for me, because most of the law students were all headed towards either something resembling becoming a judge or becoming a partner in a law firm. But I was more interested in kind of more practical and on-the-ground situations, how we could actually change the legal system and people's experiences of it. So I had these thoughts in law school. I didn't necessarily know where it was going to take me. And eventually I figured out that design was a really powerful world to be hanging out in and drawing lessons from. And I hung out at the design school a lot during my law school stay and carved out a kind of fellowship for myself so that after I graduated from law school, I had a free year to experiment with kind of this big how might we question. How could we make legal services more accessible? And from there, I was able to get hired by the law school to build this lab where all we do is think about kind of how we could make things better for both professionals and for clients. And the real perspective is kind of taking creative but really practical approaches. So talking to a lot of people about what the situation is on the ground, and then using the structure of design to come up with fresh new ideas, pilot them, test them, and see what's worth kind of scaling up. It's not necessarily easy to take a non-traditional path in law. I would say that the more you can figure out your own point of view about what your driving question is. For me, it was how to make legal services more accessible, but it could be, there's lots of open questions in the legal profession. If you can find that driving question and then start blogging about it, tweeting about it, but finding the other people in Canada and beyond who are thinking about that challenge. Twitter is full of people who are talking about redesigning law and reinventing law, and that's really a powerful network to leverage in your career, because there are increasing numbers of jobs, whether it's in startups, in universities, or in other kinds of organizations where you can get paid to think about law differently. And really the way to find it is by putting it out there and putting your questions, your thoughts online and kind of drawing those people to you. And that's a really powerful and not that expensive way to start building that alternate career path.